Hey, this is Dr. Willie Jolly. I am so excited to take a moment to tell you about my friend, Dr. Keith Johnson. He is the best speaker in the world on the topic of confidence.
For over 22 years on nearly every continent, bringing his message of confidence to over 1.5 million people, Amazon best-selling author and America's #1 confidence coach, Dr. Keith Johnson has transformed people from all walks of life.
It may be one of the most powerful speakers I've ever seen.
Dr. Johnson has worked alongside some of the most influential thought leaders, such as Les Brown, the world's #1 motivational speaker, who said, Keith Johnson has unique insights, humor, and teaches life-changing principles that will increase your confidence and allow you to more fully live your purpose. As a founding member of the John Maxwell team, Keith understands the power of honest communication and the strategies for effective leadership. Dr. Keith Johnson has spoken in some of the largest churches in the world and frequently presents for Get Motivated business seminars, the largest speaking tour in the United States. Dr. Keith Johnson has also been featured on many popular national television shows. Women's World, the most read magazine for women across the globe, recognized him as one of America's ultimate experts on confidence. Whether you want to lead a business, organization, sales team, or a church, nothing happens until you gain more confidence. Are you ready for a positive change? This is your moment, an opportunity for you to be inspired and transformed by a proven expert. Everybody, please stand to your feet and welcome to the stage America's #1 confidence coach, Dr. Keith Johnson.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, I'm so excited that you have joined me tonight. Man, tonight is going to be an exciting night for you. I hope that you have joined us here today because you want to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And listen, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. This is going to be an interactive time tonight. So, hey, if you're out there and you're listening right now and you say, yes, I want to make a huge difference in a lot of people's lives, I want you to go to the chat right now and say, yes. Just put, yes, I'm ready. Come on, let's do it. Go over to the chat right now. I see all of you on. Many of you are watching right now on Zoom. Many of you are on the phone lines I see participating here tonight. Many of you are connected through Facebook. So wherever you're at, if you want to say with me, yes, I want to make a difference, go ahead right now and post down below. Yes, I see you. I see you. Delana, I see Sherry saying yes. I see Tim saying yes. I see Bernard saying yes. I see Irene saying yes. I see Jim and Carla saying yes. Come on, I want to hear from you. You're saying, man, I want to be used by God. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some people who want to say, man, I want to be used by God in a significant way to make an impact on millions of people's lives, possibly billions of people's lives. If that's you, I want you to say yes. All right. All right, good. I see you. Awesome. Rosemary saying yes. Tim saying yes. Oh, yes. I love it. Now, let me ask you another question. How about this one? How many of you want to make a huge difference in a lot of people's lives and you want to make a fortune? Hey, if that's you, if you say, hey, I want to make a fortune too, all right? I want to be successful. I want to be wealthy. I want to be rich. If that's you, post yes right there. Come on, hit it one more time. Just get in agreement, all right? And post yes down below. You say, yes, that's me. Christine, Lorena, yes, she's saying yes. Awesome. Look at all these people saying yes. I'm so excited about it. All right. Now, here's your final one. I see you, Ellis. Yes, I see you. Yes. I see you, Darlena. Darlena, I see you. Yes. I want to be used by God, she said. Yes, I see you, Fred. All right. That's awesome. Finally, let me ask you this one. Here's the final one. Do you want both? Do you want to be used greatly by God to make a difference in a lot of people's lives? And you want to make a fortune doing it. Now, if that's you, if you say, man, I want to marry both of those. See, many times people, they divorce one. They say, hey, I want to make a difference, but I'm not quote in it for the money, right? Or then you got other people who, they're just in it for the money, and so they know they have to make a difference. But I'm looking for some people, and I don't think you've joined me tonight if you're one of those who just in it to make a buck. But if you're here and you say, man, I'm trying to figure out, I believe that I am supposed to be used by God to make a difference in people's lives, and I believe that I want to make a fortune while I do it. If that's you, I want you to post yes right now down below. Come on, let's do it. Let's do this thing. Come on, let's get in agreement that this is what you want. I see you. Yes, you guys are following along really good. This is so exciting tonight. I'm so juiced. Now, before we get started, this is going to be an amazing night where I'm going to help you with the concepts of how I started, how I grew, and how I scaled my expert empire. Now, that may be a new term for you, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. But I'm going to teach you really how I started my speaking, my coaching, my writing business, how I started it, how I grew it, and how I scaled it. And what I want you to get out of tonight, right, is that all that you saw on that video, listen, if I can do it, I want to inspire you tonight. This is my goal. I want to inspire you tonight that you can do it too, okay? First of all, let's begin this thing by you understanding I started by flunking kindergarten. So, hey, hey, if I flunked kindergarten and I was able to do it, I want you to know, first of all, you can do it. The second thing, I want you to learn how to grow. Some of you are already speakers, you're already authors, you're already doing some things, but you're just not growing like you want, and you don't know how to get to that next level. And tonight I'm going to help you learn some things that you need to do to be able to move up to that next level. And then finally, I'm going to take you to the next tier, which is scaling, how to really scale what you're doing. And that's all involved with the fact that you're dealing with a crisis in your life of obscurity, that people just don't know who you are. That's all. And so in order to scale what you do, you need exposure. And so those are the three levels. And I hope no matter where you're at on your journey, that you're going to get something out of this to help you. And that's my big promise today, that each one of those three groups will get valuable information out of today. All right. Now, let's get started. And I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had like a big desire to make a difference in people's lives, to help people, and to make money like I did, but it seems like you failed at all three? Yeah, I've been there and I've done that, man. I remember when I first saw a picture of myself in the future. One of the things that I'm assured of is that God will always give you a revelation that's bigger than your situation. Yes. When I was 24 years old, I went to a church service, and at that church service, I remember watching this particular minister speak and encourage people, help people. And I was sitting way back in the crowd. It's a great big old church. And I'm sitting back in the crowd, and I'm not even used to being at churches of this size. And I'm sitting there minding my own business. And all of a sudden, this thing came inside of me that says, I want you to do this. I'm going to use you all over the world to do the same thing. And I thought, this is crazy. I am nuts. No, there is no way I'd ever get up in front of a group of people and talk. No. And at that moment, I was getting a revelation. God was showing me a picture of my future. And I saw, it was like just an open vision. I saw myself speaking in front of a huge stadium with thousands and thousands of Asians there. And I was like, wow, that is wild. And to be honest with you, when I saw that, I argued with myself. I said, man, this is impossible. I'm going crazy. Something's wrong with me. But here's what I want you to know. Here's what I want you to know, because I believe it's why you have joined us for this particular webinar. Somewhere along in your life, right? You either saw me speaking on stage, or me coaching people, or you've seen my books that I've written and others have written, and you said in your hearts, man, someday I want to do that. And here's what I want to give you here tonight. Understand this: desire reveals design. Desire reveals your design. You see, an eagle desires to fly because it has already been designed by the Creator to fly. A fish desires and longs to swim. Why? Because it was designed by God to swim. And so his desire reveals what he's designed to do. And I believe it's the same way with many of you who are on this call today or watching. I don't believe you're here by accident. I believe that your desire to speak, your desire to coach people maybe, or your desire to write a book that could touch thousands, if not millions of people's lives around the world, I believe that desire is revealing your design. Now, us humans, are different than animals, right? Animals really learn by instinct. And so they can have a desire to fly, but some of them can instantly, they can just start flying, or certain animals can do certain things more by instinct, right? But with human beings, we have to develop skills. There's skill set that even though we can have a desire, we can be designed to do something, we have to work at through practice, through repetition, through knowledge. We have to work and sharpen our skills so that we move from desire and we begin to move into personal mastery, where we only master something once we get education through successes and failures and mentorship. And through those three things, we begin to move through a process of time. We begin to develop skill sets, and then we begin to master those skill sets when we're able to do the skill so easy that we don't even have to think about it. So it's kind of like when you were born. I mean, you weren't born and then 2 days later, say a few hours later, you started walking. No, it took you a process of time. You had to practice. You fell down, you got back up, and over you kept on working on the skill of walking. And eventually, after you decided not to give up, you were able to walk. So it's the same thing with us, is that we can have a desire, but then be insecure, think that we can't do it, think that it's impossible, think that this possibly can't be me. I was there when you saw me speaking on some of the largest stages in the world. If you'd have talked to me when I was 25, I'd have said, no, this is crazy. I thought it was crazy when I saw pictures of me, but over the years, I developed the skills to be able to be effective at being able to do this. And I'm gonna share with you, some of my mistakes, because I did make some mistakes. I had a big desire, right? I wanted to. Okay, I accepted the fact that I'm going to speak, I'm going to coach, I'm going to write books. I accepted that, but boy, I tell you what, I made a whole lot of mistakes in my pursuit of that. And the three big M's that I'm going to share with all of you that I think is important as you begin to consider starting, growing, and scaling what you're doing. There's three big mistakes that I made because I made some big ones. I remember March 16th, 2002, I failed miserably. Everything fell apart. It was right after the terrorist attacks of September 11th, and my wife and I, everything closed down. Our speaking schedule just shut down, and we had to move into my mother-in-law's 12 by 12 bedroom. I say that's hell on earth right there, right? Hey, there's something you got to be happy for. If you're not in your mother-in-law's house, you should just lift up your hand and say, praise the Lord, right? but listen, life reduced me down to that. And because I made a lot of mistakes, and I call it the three M's. There's three big mistakes that I made, three M's. Number one is I never got a mentor. I had big dreams, big desires, but I was doing it alone. I never had somebody to come in my life and to take me by the hand and to help me and to mentor me in my early days. And there's three ways I teach that you learn. Number one, you learn through mistakes. Number two, you learn through mentorship. And number three, you learn through money. So those are the three ways you learn, and you pick the choice. It's hard to learn through mistakes, but yet many people, especially people it seems like who want to be a speaker, they want to be coaches, they want to write books. It seems like there's just like something in the water we drink or something. It's just like all of them think that they can do this all by themselves. And because you think you can do it alone, see, what happens is you get a big ego. And when you have a big ego, here's what I found. The bigger the ego, the smaller the bank account. Because the ego says, I know all of this. The ego says, oh, I've been through that training. I've been through that. Oh, I've read the books. Oh, I got the anointing of God on me. The ego, that's the ego talking. And when you have a big ego, you'll usually have a small bank account and small impact and make a small difference. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to shrink your ego, because a small ego will produce a big bank account, a big impact, and make a big difference in the world. So my first mistake was I kept trying to do it alone, and I never got anybody to help me. Now in little side note on this thing, a lot of people, they think they have mentors, okay? Like, I connected with some guys who had some really big ministries, but that does not mean that they were mentoring me. And that's a big challenge that people have in their life, is they think that I'm sorry, had to adjust my screen, that they think that just because they're connected with some big name, they think that they're actually being mentored, when you can connect to a big name, but if someone's not helping you one-on-one, you're not getting that help that you really need to be able to pick up the telephone and say, hey, can you walk me through this? Can you help me through this? You're not getting that one-on-one that you really need. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And see, all of us are self-deceived, and we think that we're doing great. And we need that other person in our life who's not way out there and they're up on some pedestal somewhere. They're on some television program somewhere, and they've got millions of followers, and you say, oh, that's who I'm following. That's a mistake I made early in my day, and I was deceived that was mentorship. And that's one of the things that reasons why I started doing some of this. I felt as we were going into 2020, I felt like, I really felt impressed that I was supposed to start mentoring more people one-on-one, really mentoring them in that capacity, really helping them, taking them by the hand and walking them through to become world-class speakers, coaches, and authors. But I didn't know how I was going to do it because I was traveling around speaking over 200 days out of the year, and that's tough. And then COVID hit, and I thought, whoa, here's my opportunity to be able to take time to really help people from a person who's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. And but that was the biggest mistake I made. I didn't have somebody. And the second thing that I realized, mistake that I made, was in those days, I only saw myself as a speaker. That's what I said. I said, man, all I want to do is speak. I don't want to coach anybody. And I made a great mistake because we can be deceived in thinking that transformation and big change happens on big stages. And can I tell you, that's not where real change. People get inspired, people go rah, rah, rah. But you know what I find? Most of the people in the big stages, 10 minutes after they left the stage, they don't even remember what you said. They can't even repeat your message. The real transformation, real change, it generally happens in one-on-one atmospheres. It happens in coaching environments. It happens in masterminds where you come together in a smaller group. That's why the Bible calls it discipleship, making disciples. It doesn't talk about building crowds to follow you. It talks about building a small group of people around you, and that through discipleship, that one-on-one, that's where real change happens. And so that's where then you have to build and develop not only oratorial skills, you have to build coaching skills. And that was a mistake I made. And I started to realize, you know what, if all you're going to do is be a speaker, you're going to be limited. You all said you want to make a fortune. Well, if all you say, well, all I want to be is a speaker, and I don't want to coach anybody. Well, if that's what you're saying, then what you're saying is you really don't want to transform lives in a really impactful, big time way, number one. And number two, you're going to really limit the potential of what you can do from a financial point of view in what you're doing, because coaching, people don't want just another sermon. I'm telling you right now, people don't want another sermon. To be honest with you, people don't want some great big thick book to read anymore. I mean, people want an experience. People want something that hey, just they want it quick. They want it now. They don't want to thumb through your 384-page book. And the biggest mistake I made is I was like, I'm just a big platform speaker. I don't want to be a coach. So I only had one stream of speaking. So what happens if COVID happens? Now you can't go anywhere. What happens if things dry up in your speaking career? Now you don't have any other streams. The biggest mistake in developing wealth that most people make, no matter what industry they're in, is they only have one stream of income. And that was what the mistake that I made. I only had speaking. I didn't have anything else. And once I learned that, wow, I got to develop some more skills. I got to develop some writing skills. I got to develop some coaching skills. I've got to develop some skills on learning how to produce stuff on the internet that can generate me money and finances and income. I need teaching skills. I need more than just this. The third mistake I made was I doing the 3 M's. First mistake, no mentorship. The second mistake I made is I didn't have multiple streams of income in my expert empire. And the third mistake that I made that really hurt me bad was, I call it more. Just more. Someone type down below more. You say, well, what are you talking about more? Yeah, I'll talk about the fact that if you want to make a huge impact, you've got to become a possibility thinker. All right, I want you to get that. If you want to make a huge impact and make a fortune, you have got to become a possibility thinker. You say, what is a possibility thinker? A possibility thinker is a person who says, I want to be more, I want to do more, I want to have more, I want to help more. That's what possibility thinkers are. We could say it like this. We could say, I can be more. I can do more. I can have more. I can help way more people. It's having a more mentality. And sadly, when I lost everything, I realized that I had a limiting belief system about myself. That was my mistake. That I really didn't believe in me. So here's what happened to me. I would look at people like Joyce Myers back then and say, wow, look at her. I could never do that. And actually scratch my head and say, how does this lady who talks like a truck driver get thousands of people following her? That's confusing. I look at guys like T.D. Jakes, or I look at guys like Rod Parsley, or I look at guys, I look at like John Maxwell, or I look at these people and I would think, man, there's something really special about them. And I was trapped by possibility blindness. I was blind to my own potential. And when I realized this, it was a game changer for my life. When I started to say, wait a minute. If this person can do it, I can do it too. Wow. That was a game changer. I said, wait a minute. Anybody who's doing something, I can, if they've been successful at it, if they'll just show me their success path, if they'll just show me what they do, if they'll just outline and teach me what the strategies are, what the steps are, I can model the exact same thing. And if I'll model the exact same thing, I'll get maybe not the maximum results that they got, but I can at least get close to the results that they have. Wow, when I started to believe in, wow, if he can do it, I can do it, that changed my life. That's why that's the first thing I want you to get. I want you to see that, hey, you're looking at a guy that's made a huge impact around the world, best-selling author, a coach that has clients that's paid me 6 figures for a year. All right, one client. All right. And all I'm trying to tell you is if I can do it, you can do it too. I flunked kindergarten. You didn't. Oh, man. But you got to get rid of the possibility blindness, and you got to start seeing possibilities. Wait a minute. I can do this. You just need help. It's just like a baby. When you're a baby, it's the same thing. Hey, yes, you're going to walk a little bit, fall down, and mama's going to pick you up and coach you and say, okay, hey, you can do it. Let's go again. Let's go again. And you just keep on doing it. And eventually you'll walk. It's the same thing, same principle that's here. So the best decision that I ever made in my whole life was when I decided to build skills. I decided that I was not going to just be a great speaker. I was going to be a coach. I was going to be an author. I was going to be a trainer. I was going to be an educator. And I started to increase my skills. And what I learned is this whole thing that I was building, where I have 8 different streams of income that come into my life with my expert empire. What I was building this expert empire. I didn't even know what it was called then. Now they have a name for it. I was just building multiple streams. And that's what I do in 83K Academy. I help my students to develop the frameworks. I give them the frameworks. I give them the maps of how do you make this happen in each area. And all they got to do is take it and then run with it. So years ago, when once I became $1 million producer, I said, man, I want to start training other coaches. And we started training other coaches. And now today, I'm going beyond that, because back then, all I was doing was just training people how to be coaches, how to be life, leadership, church growth, and business coaches. So I was just teaching that. Now I'm taking it beyond that. I'm teaching people how to be a speaker and write best-selling books, both. But hey, what I want to do is I want to show you this just to give you a little idea. I mean, here I was stuck in my mother-in-law's house, and one of the biggest dreams I ever had was to speak on stage for Get Motivated. It came to pass. And I was able to speak with the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Les Brown. And I ended up hiring him for a coach, and he coached me and helped me to get better. It was one of the best, awesome years of my whole life. Here I am standing on stage. Remember that vision that I told you of me speaking in stadiums with a bunch of Asians? That's me in the blue shirt. And that's an altar call that I gave for people to make a commitment to be change agents in the 7 spheres of society. Look at that. Exactly 20 years after I saw that vision, that was manifest in my life. That's why I tell people it only takes 20 years to become an overnight success. But the thing is, it took me 20 years. It took me 20 years because I didn't have mentors. I didn't have mentors the first 10 plus years. Once I got mentors, acceleration started happening. There's me on Fox News. There's me with a couple of my mentors, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. They took me under their wing early on how to get a publishing deal. That's them on the side. They're authors of Chicken Soup for the Soul. They taught me how to do it. And then if you look on the right, that's me signing my contract for thousands of dollars through Penguin Books, the second largest secular publisher literally in the world. And I got an advance. So they paid me. That's the way to do it. They paid me to write their book. So that's just kind of giving you an idea of all these dreams that I had. And here I was down to nothing, reduced down to my mother-in-law's house, but I got the mentorship. I got the training. I got the information I needed, and I got out of that in an accelerated way. It didn't take me long. And that's the importance of mentorship. Once you get mentors, once I started getting Jack Canfield in my life and all these big guys, they really helped me accelerate my life. Here's one of our students. I love this. This is Martine. He was one of my early students, and he used to build my website. And he came over to America, and he had a couple $100. That's about all in his pocket. And I love this clip because he just shoots a quick clip of him driving down his what is that? His Maserati. And let me just give you a click, and so you can hear about what's going on in his life, so you can see what's possible for you. So this is a guy from South Africa. He comes over here. He's got an accent. He doesn't have any money in his pocket, no connections at all. And look what he does after he goes through my training.
Hi, my name is Martijn van Tilborg. I'm the owner of Four Rivers Media. We come alongside influencers to help bring their message to market. And we started our company in 2008. It was definitely a day of small beginnings. And we grew out to be a multi-million-dollar company, specifically doing business in the Christian space, helping Christian leaders bring their message to market. And along the way, I met somebody named Dr. Keith Johnson, and I just wanted to give him a shout out today. Keith Johnson has been a tremendous blessing. He is a godsend. I always look back to the 12 years that we've been in business, and there's different phases of growth that I can identify. And at the foundation of every growth spurt, was a strategic alliance. And I can truthfully say that the relationship with Keith Johnson has been such a relationship. He's been a mentor, he's been a coach. His teaching has inspired me to think bigger. His coaching program has helped me to see beyond my current circumstance into the future. And it has definitely helped me grow the company. And, besides the favor of the Lord, Keith really has helped me become who we are today. And for that, I want to thank you. And I want to encourage everybody to check him out, find out what he stands for. He brings tremendous value. He's an out-of-the-box thinker. He is somebody that doesn't think small. So if comfort and small thinking and safety is your forte, don't do anything with him, because he's definitely going to get you out of your comfort zone. But as he does that, you'll experience something that you probably haven't experienced before. He's a great guy. You're going to love him, and I encourage you to connect with him. Keith, you're a blessing, man.
Wow. Thank you so much. I love that. I love that. That's right. My job as a coach is to get you out of your comfort zone. And that's exactly why I created 83K Academy. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you why I think, and I know that every single one of you who are listening to me, you don't want to go away, because I'm going to be sharing what I call my difference plus a fortune triangle. I believe that every single one of you listening, you already have $1 million. You already have it. Some of you, you need to stop praying to God for money. That's right. You heard me say it. You need to stop praying to God for money. You already have an asset. You already have $1 million. You just, it's locked up in a treasure chest, and we're going to open it up for you here tonight in just a little bit. I'm going to share with you a little bit about what is the expert industry. What is it exactly, okay? And here's my definition of the expert industry. The expert industry is a caring community of people who share their advice, their knowledge, and coaching skills with the world, and they get paid for it. Okay, so I want you to look at that. This is an industry of caring people, meaning we care about others. We want to sincerely help others. That's our focus. It's not focusing on the money side of it. It's focused on caring for people so much that we want to give them our advice, our knowledge, and our coaching skills. And the byproduct of that is that we end up getting paid for it. That's what the expert industry is all about. Now, let me show you my difference and a fortune triangle. All right, here it is. All right. If you want to make a difference, if you want to make a fortune, I want you to post yes right down below. Come on. I'm waiting for some yeses, and then I'm going to move into it. Do you want to hear this? Let me see. I'm going to see. I'm looking to see if I can get some yeses down below. Do you want me to go for it? Do you want me to go for it? You want to learn? All right, here we go. Here we go. I see you posting. I see you posting yeses. All right. First of all, where is that $1 million treasure? Let me tell you where it is. It's in your past. Yes, your past is worth millions. Now, if you'd have told me that before, I'd say you're crazy. Yeah, I know. But listen, for so long in my life, I was ashamed of my past. I was ashamed of how my wife and I lost everything, and we had to move into my mother-in-law's house. I was ashamed that I was $180,000 of credit card debt. I was ashamed that I was an alcoholic, a drug addict, and a womanizer before I came to Christ. I was ashamed of my story, and so I hid my story out of shame, only to realize later that really it's my story that can make a difference and can make me a fortune. And that's what I teach in 83K Academy. I teach people how to go back in their story and identify, watch this, identify their global story. You see, you got to identify the global story that will bring you the exposure that you need. Some of you listening here tonight, you're not experiencing penetration. The world has so many voices, right? There's so many voices that are speaking, and what's happening is nobody's listening to you, and they're not until you get your global story that cuts through all these other voices. Because if you don't get that, you're just going to be another person who goes live on Facebook, you're going to be another person who's out there speaking, out there trying to get gigs. You got to tap into the global story. See, my global story is I lost my confidence. And once I tapped into that, I built a brand around it. And then once I built a brand around it, I was able to make impact literally all over the world. And that's what we do in 83K. That's why you need a coach. You need someone from the outside to help you identify that, right? Now, look at this. My past has tremendous value to create a fortune in my future. Wow. Wow. My past has tremendous value. I used to devalue it. I used to hate it. Now I love that I was born in difficult situations. I love the fact that my teacher told me that I couldn't and that I was stupid and I failed kindergarten because I defied the odds, right? Now my past, I don't kick it to the curb. I'm not mad about it. I'm not angry at anybody. I value it because now I have a testimony. And the Bible says we overcome by the word of our testimony. And our testimony can make us some money. Give me a clap down there in the thing if you like that. Your testimony can make you some money. You have a fortune. You have a fortune in your past that can help you in your future if you really get it, my friend. You see, my friend, you can get paid by sharing your story, your advice, your how-to information that helps others succeed in the expert industry. That's what it's all about. You can get paid for doing this, but you got to know how to craft your message. You got to develop a global story. It has to be razor sharp. You cannot be a generalist. I see guys following other guys. Oh, he's my mentor. Yeah. What's he teach on? Oh, he teaches on everything. He's not. That's not what you want. That's not what you want. You're following the wrong person. You want somebody who's an expert on one subject, and that's where you got to get to that point. And you need some help crafting it. You need some help doing that. That's what we do in that 83K. So the first thing is your story. The second thing to make a difference in your fortune is your knowledge. See, there's specialized knowledge that you have that other people don't have. And here's the cool thing. Today, people will pay you. Once you become an expert at something, you master a subject, people will pay you for knowledge that's put together in a systematic way that they can learn it, grab onto it, internalize it, and materialize what you taught them. See? And that's where that knowledge becomes very valuable, and people will pay you for that specialized knowledge. And many people have specialized knowledge and they don't realize they have it. To them, it's just normal. But let me tell you something, there's specialized knowledge you already have. If you're over 30 years old, you got some specialized knowledge. You just don't value it very much, like you don't value your story. Then the third thing is your experience, your past experience. Hey, that's where wisdom comes in, right? That's where when the older we get, actually we become more valuable. The world and the outside forces are going to try to tell you, I'm getting older and these young people, no. That's wrong. The older you get, the more experience you get under your belt about life, right? And that experience that you carry, that you have, has tremendous value. So here's my, what I call make a difference and a fortune triangle. These are the three things. These are the diamonds. This is the gold. That this is like, I'm giving you the surface, right? I'm giving you 50,000. But what needs to happen is you've got to drill down in these three areas and really pull out the gold. Just like gold doesn't always just set on the surface. You got to drill, you got to mine for that gold and pull it out. And that takes some time. And that's why we take time in 83K Academy to be able to show you how to do that. Now, one of the things in building an expert empire is you got to have a blueprint. Like I told you before, success leaves clues. And I'm building a new house right now. That's my car. And that was me walking out with my blueprints the first day I got the blueprints for my dream house. And I just laid it out. And you know, I realized that people need blueprints. You see, before you go into the woods, there's an old saying, you need a map. And like I told you, the biggest mistake I made in my life was I was doing it all alone, trying to figure it out all by myself, grabbing information from this person, grabbing information for that person. And I had a lot of zeal. So I said, man, I'm just going to charge the woods, but I had no map. So I hit my head on a lot of trees. I had staff that I took with me in the woods. We didn't know where we were going. We hit our heads, and then we got a lot of concussions. We made a lot of mistakes along the way, and it would have been so much easier with a map. And then eventually, when I got older, I started getting mentors in my life. I realized the value, and I started paying the money that's necessary for coaching and mentoring in my life, so that they would give me the maps. So I didn't have to learn this stuff the hard way anymore. And by having a map, it creates accelerated experience, okay? And so at 83K Academy, that's what we do. And I take you 90 days through the academy in three important areas. The first 30 days, I'm going to teach you how to become a life. I'm going to help you get a life coaching I'm going to take you through Life Coaching Certification Academy. I built this a long time ago. For over a decade now, I've been very, very successful training three areas: being a life coach, leadership coach, church growth coach, and a business coach. All four of those areas are major areas. They're all different, but you need skill set in each one of those, and you need a proven coaching system to be able to coach these people. So what I do is I give you all of my training material. So we got 4 levels in that program. And what I do is I take my 25 years of experience and my coaching tools, and I give them to you so that you can have confidence and you can have success, you can make money, and you can have an impact. So I take the hard work out of it. I'm giving you my coaching tools. It took years for me. So I let those who become part of our team use those tools. And tools make things a whole lot easier. So a lot of people are like, man, I'm a little scared of doing this. You don't have to be scared, because I give you the step-by-step process in how to coach somebody. And you just open up the book and say, hey, here's step number 1, let's go. And they get a world-class process, right? So that's what we do. The second 30 days, first 30 days, I help get you certified as a coach. Second 30 days, I help you with my Write Your Way to Millions program. So the second 30 days, I help you understand how to craft a best-selling book, a book that will penetrate and open up doors. See, there's people out there who write books, but the books never go anywhere. And you got to learn how to get that book out in the marketplace in strategic places that can open doors for you that will be highways for thousands and thousands and thousands of book sales. Now you're going to hear later that I also give you a strategy that you don't sell books, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then the next one is 30 days speaking for a change. I teach you really practical principles on how once you get your message, you craft your message, we know what your message is, how you can get up on stage and deliver a precise, a powerful, an impactful message that touches people's lives, and here's the important thing, and gets people to buy your products, your coaching programs, and your high ticket dollar material. Okay. So that's 90 days and 90 days. And what I do is you say, well, how much is that? How long is that going to take me? Well, here's what you do. Monday through Friday, you go online and we have all the training videos. All these are videos. They last 1 hour. So it takes you about 1 hour an evening, Monday through Friday. Saturday, we come together, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Saturday, we come together, and on Saturdays from 8 o'clock to 9:30ish, we then have a question and answer. So any questions that you have, we have coaching times at that point on Saturdays. So Sunday, then you get a day off, right? So it's an hour a night. You turn off the television. You get into a process of learning and growing. And in 90 days, what's taken me 25 years, my friend, you can learn in 90 days. That's the way I laid this out. All right. So it's pretty exciting. Now, a few special bonuses that we have with our 83K Academy, and I'm going to be sharing how you can get involved with this. The first thing is what I've talked about on Saturday, where I have this expert mentoring group where we do live group coaching every Saturday. That's a free bonus. We usually only do just the online video, but Saturday is a special bonus to everybody. I'm going to give you access to my Wealth Vault, which is all my information online about wealth. You're also going to get a bonus of being part of Wealth Tribe. Wealth Tribe is my online coaching program where I coach future kingdom millionaires. That's part of the bonus. The next thing I'm going to give you is our confidence coaching experience, which I talked about this. Somebody's going to get this tonight. If you stay on for the rest of the night, someone's going to win this, but you got to text 352-283-8016 and put 83K Academy and guess my number. I got my number in my head right now, so you got to guess it. And that comes with all of this products. And then you got Living Wealthy Experience, all my training on wealth. And then you got my LQ Leadership Academy, all my trainings on leadership. If you look at the total value of everything I'm putting together, because in mentoring people, I want to give you everything I got. I want to pour everything into you. All right. It's like a $10,000 value. And finally, fourth thing I want to do, I said, man, not only do I want to take people through the training, I want to give them Saturdays where they can, as a group, spend time with me. The fourth bonus is when you're finished, you're going to get a one-on-one consulting with me, which is a $10,000 value. So I'm going to take time to work with you one-on-one at the end of this program. And I'm going to tell you, people say, man, that is the best. That final coaching was the rocket for their lives. It's amazing. And a little extra bonus, I said, hey, I did a special thing where I brought all my millionaire friends for COVID-19. I brought them all together, and I created a millionaire strategy guide. And I have all these amazing Daniel Lappin, the guy who wrote Thou Shalt Prosper. So many different guys are on here and ladies that are millionaires already, teaching you how to maneuver through your finances in crisis times. So it's like, what are some of the benefits? So many people today, they hate their job. They hate their job. They want to make a difference. They hate what they do. And you don't have to continue to do a job you hate, but 83K Academy is about helping you transition smart. You got to transition smart. All right. And that's what we do. We help you transition out of a job into, building this expert empire where you can make a huge difference in your future and make a whole lot more money than working a 9-to-5 job. That's why I call it 83K Academy. Because you say, why do you call it 83K Academy? Because you set a goal to make $83,000 a month for 1 year, and that equals $1 million. So you set out to make $1 million. Listen, there's people in this industry that's chump change. That's small. But we set a goal. Les Brown taught me you set a goal for the stars, and worst, you hit for the moon, right? You land on the moon. That's the worst. So we shoot for Mars, I guess, as Musk would say. We shoot for Mars, at worst, we're going to land on the moon, right? So at worst, we shoot for 83 a month. At worst, we make 83,000 in our first year. I don't give any guarantees to anybody, but I'm saying that's what 83K is. It's setting goals that's bigger than you, that is life-changing. If your goal isn't so big that you look at it and say, man, if I hit this goal, this is a life changer. If it's not at that level, I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to move you. And that's the biggest thing you can learn tonight. Some of you are setting goals way too small. I remember way back in the day when I set a goal in my mother-in-law's house. I said, I want to speak every single day, and I want to speak to 1 million people. Now, people laughed at me and said, you'll never do that. But guess what? I set a big goal. It was big enough to move me. It moved others. And I hit my goal. I hit it. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It took me 5 years to do it, but I did it. I hit my goal. So you gotta set really big goals. You gotta get out of small, little, tiny thinking. You gotta start thinking bigger about what can happen to you in your future. Biggest mistake I made was I limited my own potential. So let me just give you some benefits that I think of about this industry that's pretty cool. First benefit, to know that you're being used by God to change people's lives. There's no amount of money that could pay to watch and see somebody's have tears going down their face. There's no amount of money that someone can give you when you see light bulbs going on in their eyes and they're saying, wow, I never thought of that. Wow, that changed my life. There's no amount of money for a person coming back, and a young person, 22 years old, buying one of your $400 packages, and a young person telling you that he loved your message and that he wants to buy your product, and you're thinking, how does this person even have the money? There's nothing more powerful than getting letters and emails from people that testify and say that what you did, what you said, your book, your products changed their life. There's nothing more rewarding than that. So I think I said about 3 in one statement. It's nothing more powerful than writing a book that goes places you can't even go. It's amazing when I get letters from prisoners. I'm like, how did they get my book? I get letters from people in Russia, from people in countries that I didn't even know the name, Cameroon. Excuse me. And get letters from people. You're like, where are they from? And it was all that my book went places around the world that I could never go myself. It's fun being a coach because I teach you how to get your clients to fly to you to exotic places that's close by you, and go meet them there and have an exotic place where they can get away from where they are and get their minds clear and get coached by you And so they pay for their hotel. They also pay for your hotel and room and your food. It's nice. Somebody else picking up the bill for 5-star hotels and nice meals. I like that. Another benefit is if they want you to come to them, to not have to fly back and coach with some snotty-nosed kid crying or snotting all over you, or sent between two people who squash you in the middle of your seat. It's nice to fly first class. It's nice for that type of experience. Is nice. I ain't gonna lie. It's nice. Enjoy it. It's also nice when I have I call it my office, right? My office is one of our patio tables by the pool under the palm tree. Right now, I'm in between going to my new house. I lost my office, man. I sold my house. Now I'm in this rental house, waiting for my house to be built. Few more months. But I used to love to go by my office, and I'm sitting by the pool. My pool has waterfall on it. Listen to the waterfall. Sitting there coaching people by the waterfall, in my shorts and my Tommy Bahama shirt, my sunglasses. Oh man, that's the way to work. Instead of have to drive to work and all that. Oh, and that's awesome. Another thing that's really cool about this industry is it's a low startup cost. I mean, if you look at trying to build a business some other places, it's going to cost you a minimum of $100,000 to get started. But with this, I mean, all you need is some training. You need a cell phone. You need a computer, and you can get rolling to be a coach. I mean, that's all you need. And final thing I think that I would say, another thing is tax benefits. Some of you, I mean, you're working a job and you have no other business. You don't have a business. So you're paying the government. Some of you paying them 30, some of you could be paying them 40% of your money because you don't have nothing to write off. Hear me. At least start a business that loses money. Hello. You work a full-time job, you got a cell phone that you're paying for. Why not start a business, a coaching business, that your cell phone is part of the coaching business, because this is what you use to contact your clients with. Now you have an expense, right? OMG, OMG. Boy, people, wake up. Start some sort of business. If it's not a coaching, speaking, writing business, start some sort of business. You can do it for almost free. Start an LLC. You can do it for free. Oh man, I teach you how to do all that. Teach you how to do that. So final benefit is when light bulbs go on and people's lives being changed, it's powerful. Well, let me conclude with this. Some things, what makes me different than other people? Well, in the speaking industry, the old school is go to churches, take up offerings. I don't teach you to do that. You don't have to take up offerings and beg people. Other people say charge a speaking fee. You don't have to do that neither. I'll teach you that that's old school, that's amateurs. I'll teach you how to be a professional and how to do it without doing all of that kind of stuff. The coaching industry, what makes us different? The old school is get some clients, charge them $800 a month, and build up 20 or 30 coaching clients. I did that at first. That's old school. That's what most people are teaching people. And I ended up feeling like I was a counselor. I hated it. I teach you how to, instead, I call that minnow fishing. You're fishing for minnows at $800 a month. I teach you how to go after big clients, how to find big clients. I call them whales. Don't go minnow fishing, go whale fishing. How to find whales who will write you a $10,000 check a month. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. And it's a whole different way of thinking. And I'm going to teach you how to land the big clients. Third is author. A lot of people teach people how to be authors. And they say, well, I'm going to teach you how to sell your book. I say, no, I don't sell books. That's dumb. Dumb. Oh, go see how many books you can sell. No, I don't care about, I don't want to sell books. I'm not in the book selling business. May surprise you. No. I'm in the coaching system business. I don't want people to buy a book for $20. There's no money there. It's $15. I want people to buy my coaching, confidence, coaching, experience. $500 versus $20. Would you please do the math? You got to learn this. All right. I teach you how to do it in a new way. So that's the deal. Now here's the thing. Okay. We've got 2 openings left for this next class. This next class is starting. Let's see, when is it starting? Sherry is online. The next class is starting, I believe, next week. I believe it is. Yeah, it is. You got 1 week. So if you're interested, now let me say this. At this point, if you say, Dr. Keith, I want to be mentored by you. If you want that, I want you to post yes down in the chat. Let me see. Or if you're watching by Facebook, I want you just to post yes down below, okay? If you say, I want to be mentored by you, I want you to post yes down. It's all you got to do is say yes. Yes or no. Do you want to? Yes or no. You want to be part of this? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing I teach you, okay? Many people, I see many of you saying yes, okay. Many people are thinking right now, well, what's the price? What's this going to cost me, right? Let me teach you a lesson. Here's your first coaching lesson. Intention first, and then results follow. You see, many people, they want to figure out the how-to before they set their intention. It's not the money. Whenever you want to do something in life, you say, yes, I want to do it, and you set your intention that I'm going to do it. Once you set your intention first, then your mind will figure out a way to make whatever needs to happen. But if intention isn't set first, what you're going to do is you're going to come up with reasons why you can't. Or you're never going to figure out how to get the investment. Is there investment? Yes, there is an investment. But here's what I'm going to tell you. When you find out, I wanted to do this at such an amazing investment, low investment, that anybody can get involved with this. Your jaw is going to drop when you find out. All right. But I don't want you to let money get in your way. And I want to teach you a valuable lesson of intention. You set your intention first. You say, yes, I want to do this. Now here's what you need to do, right? Go to 83kacademy.com. All right? 83kacademy.com. You're going to put your name, put your email address in there. All right? Then you're going to go to the next page, and you're going to see a few questionnaire. It's a few questions. It's going to ask you a few questions. You're going to put in your address. You're going to put in some of your other things. You'll find the link right down below. You can go ahead and click that. You won't lose me. You'll hear me. And go on over there. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to answer a few questions. And when you finish answering a few questions, it's then going to send you to another page that kind of explains everything that I just explained to you. So you can bypass that and click the Apply Now button. So you don't have to read all that material. Just click Apply Now. And that's going to send you directly to my coaching director, Sherry. We call her Coach Sherry. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be looking over your application tomorrow morning, and we're going to go over them together. And now there's a lot of people on the call. Looks like there's we're doing good. We're right at 83 people, looks like. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of those, and we're going to hand pick people who we think we want to work with them. So, but what you'll do is you'll click, okay, I want to book a time with Sherry. We're going to go over your resume, and then tomorrow you're going to book a time with her within tomorrow or the next couple of days, and then she's going to call you, and you're going to have a talk with her. She's going to explain everything, how it all works, and let you know whether you're accepted or not. So that's the process. So set your attention. I'm going to do this.